Yay, we're live. Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh. Feedback. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. We have today with us a very special repeating guest, Maddieshops. Thank you, babe, for joining us again. You are one of our favorites and also a very highly requested one. And we thought this was a special, especially good to have you on this episode because we're going to talk about the new Chanel collection with Mathieu Blazy. So as I was telling the girls, and we're letting the audience know, we have slides today. We put together each of our own slides without seeing each other's. And so it'll be super objective. It'll be literally our true opinions. And I know, Maddie, you've already done a first impression of the collection, but like this is more of like an in-depth discussion among friends. Yeah. So I think it'll be super fun. So thank you so much for joining us, Maddie. Okay, there we go. Okay, just a few little bullet points. Like I said, we all did our independent slides. We did not see each other's beforehand. I also know that this is, I don't know, we've had some time to digest. It's been a month since the collection debuted. I know there was a lot of negativity when it first came out. A lot of people did not like it, but I want to say here is a safe space. We're all here as friends. We're just talking about it. You don't have to have the same opinion, and we're allowed to like and dislike certain things. So please, everybody, fashion critique only, okay? No negativity. And here are the 5 sections that I kind of designed today's show. We're gonna talk about the looks that have more of a Chanel reference or has at least some classic elements of Chanel, followed by the more modern interpretation. And then Maddie's picks, her favorites and her definitely nots. We'll also talk about a bit of handbags and our final verdict. But before we even get into all of that, I want to ask the girls, can you each give me just one sentence or even a few words of how you would describe the collection overall? Maddie, you want to go first?
Yeah. Well, I think, what are the words that I would use? Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Okay. Well, let me buy some time. But I would say it was very, modern, kind of like a bit more like eclectic. And there was a lot of tension. And I think like that's something that I know that is like Karl Lagerfeld legacy. It's like he would always play with the tension like between East and West, or between classic and modern, or like between like natural and machine. And so I felt that was like, okay, like there's like duality here. There's like tension.
Very good. Can I just ask you girls to maybe lower the volume of your laptops? Because I think there's feedback.
Yeah, is it?
Not sure where it's coming
Here,
from.
let me mute and you tell me if it's me, and I could do headphones if needed.
Can you hear it from me?
Can Maddie speak?
This is me speaking.
Okay, no, I think as long as you lower the actual speakers, it should be okay. Because when it's too high, then it travels through the mic and then comes back.
Yeah, comes back.
Yeah, I think it seems okay now. I think.
Is mine okay?
I think yours is okay. You wanna go ahead? Your one statement.
Okay, so if I had to pick like one word, at least for me, because I know Maddie, you're a huge Chanel girl. So is Amy, but for me, I'm okay. I mean, I like it. It's a very different aesthetic for me. It's really pretty. Like, look at you two girls. You two girls are like so pretty. I'm like sporty. I don't know how to dress up. So for me, when I saw the runway, the first thing I thought, wow, fresh. That's like, at least for me, right? For a person who's will find it really difficult to find things from Chanel in almost every season because of its more prettier aesthetic, its more fashionable aesthetic. When it came out pretty I guess for most people, like a bit bland. For me, it was like, that's fresh. That's really fresh. And I mean, I'm gonna just say I kind of liked it. I like the fact that now there are things that I can actually imagine myself who don't dress up like a Chanel girl, pick from a Chanel collection. So for me, it's fresh.
Okay. Very good. For me, I have to admit my first impression, because I haven't done any videos lately and I haven't made any comments about this collection, but I have to admit my first impression when I first saw the first few looks, I was like, ew, what is this Zara looking, I don't know, Zara looking clothing, right? But then it's funny because as I you know, really get into the collection, really look at each look and kind of analyze what he's doing here, especially towards the middle and towards the middle and end. I started really liking the collection. I think the analogy that I kind of came up with is I want to use Lady Gaga because like I know Lady Gaga is such she's so good, she's so talented, but her style is so daring. It's almost like you don't really like it at first sight, but then the more you the more you look at it or the more you get to know her, the more you really appreciate her talent and also her sense of humor in terms of her
very provocative
fashion.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Like provocative.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how it felt a little bit. Okay, without further ado, let me share the slides back again. And we'll start off with the Chanel references. So I kind of did these slides without looking at either girl's slides. And I tried to group together the looks that kind of look more similar and that has more of a Chanel reference. So here we see 3 different looks that have kind of like a nice coordinate, proper, you know, button up. We see a lot of pearls on the right, and the just kind of like that cardigan look. I don't know how else to describe it. And
matching set, you know.
Yeah. So I really like it. This is definitely towards the middle to the end of the show. Definitely there's a couple looks here that are my favorite. And although I think he's trying to kind of blend in both his style and then Chanel's code. I feel like he did a good job at not going too outside of kind of too provocative with these 3 looks. Yeah, I feel like maybe the only thing he did kind of different here is perhaps the skirts are a little bit more low waist, which we will see throughout the show. But other than that, and the rounded shoulders, which, you know, as a cardigan look, I think it's okay. What do you guys think?
I guess when I look at this, I see Chanel. Like this is, to me, when I looked at the whole, I mean, during the runway, I saw these as the Chanel, like, oh, he's brought back some Chanel. Because right at, like you said, right at the beginning, it's all Zara, Bottega, you know, and shirts. And I was like, oh, what is he doing? And then he interspersed some of this. For me, it's the tweed, is the layering of all the accessories, is this
The
almost
buttons, yeah.
the buttons, right? And this is definitely a very Chanel reference, but yeah, it was quite sparse. At least it was in between, like, you know, you see a couple of girls and they'll pop a few of these, which is like a nod to I guess the heritage, because tweed is every season there has to be some tweed and some of these looks. But yeah, I think it's just right, just enough.
Yeah, I felt like the collection being a spring summer collection, it's very tweed heavy, at least for some of these looks, because when I think back of some of the spring summer collections, it's a lot of bathing suit looks, definitely more summery. So here again, I kind of put together the 3 looks that look very much. When I see this, I think more. Okay, yes, that has more of a Chanel DNA to it. A little bit more tailoring, although they are slightly getting more boxy. And we can clearly see here that the skirts are a little bit more low rise, but still with the pumps that are two-tone and like the just like the beige and the black and whites, it definitely reminds me of Chanel, which I think it's very pretty. Definitely, I feel like his collection has a lot less accessories compared to our typical Chanel shows. I mean, this is the most, I think the girl on the right here, she has the most necklace of the entire show. The rest of them, they have very minimal accessories, or they actually have kind of a different vibe to the accessories. Some of them are, I didn't really like, but anyway, that's just me. Feel free to go ahead and comment at any time that you want. So we'll just go through all the more Chanel-y reference. Again, here we see kind of like the blazer and the skirt look. Again, I see more of a lower rise for the skirt. I'm not mad at it. I think low rise can be a little bit more forgiving for some body types. Still really pretty. So I kind of still really, really like how this is being done.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think about it, Maddie? Like the point about less accessories, because I think most of the Chanel shows have a lot of layering of accessories. Like it's so much that aesthetically, I mean, as a runway, it looks good, right? Because there's just so much to see. Pearls and twirls and earrings and bracelets and rings and more pearls. But then in reality, nobody, okay, I want to say nobody, but I'd say majority of people don't dress like that. So for him to not do it, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would definitely say there's a trade-off, right? A little bit. Like you take this look in the middle, and you be like, oh yeah, there's only just maybe just one camellia and one long necklace. I mean, it's kind of hard to, like, you really have to zoom in to see it all. But that piece in particular, the fabric was so complex and so much that it is, I don't feel like that's bare. I feel like it's balanced. It's a little bit, and I feel like the layers on layers on accessories on accessories on accessories was like very Carl specific and maybe not necessarily Chanel specific, right? There's like take one thing off before you leave the house, right? To have like the perfect balance of an outfit. Like once you get dressed, take one thing off and then leave the house. Whereas like Carl was like, and then put another necklace on, and then put another necklace, and then put a belt, a chain belt, and then put mini gloves,
two belts,
bag on your bag, and then wear two bags at the same time. You know, like it was like very. So I think that's like just specific to his design language that, you know, trying to extrapolate Carl from Chanel at this point is now impossible, right? The two have now merged into one. But so for me, it's not necessarily like, oh, this is totally rewriting history. It's more like ebb and flow. It is really interesting to do it though in a time where accessories are actually more popular than ever right now. Like in particular, like things like scarves, bag charms, necklace, like accessories are very, very big right now. And so this is really interesting to take a step back from it, especially in this environment. Something interesting there.
I totally agree with that because even as of, I mean, if we even compare to, let's say my other favorite brand, HERMES, they're heavily so invested on, they're just churning out so many bag charms, just for an example, right? Let's not even talk about the costumes.
Like really 6 different versions of the same, like it used to just be the
simple
rodeo,
yeah.
and now it's like, now it has a jacket, now it has wings, now it has now it's big, now it's small, now it's studded, now it's
The studs.
Fendi as well. Fendi is also another one that's churning out the bag charms like crazy, and all kinds of accessories and keychains, and yeah.
No, it's everything. It's kind of like a little bit like, we've gone so much down the like consumption rabbit hole, but then, there's whatever, the cost of living crisis, there's, a squeeze on everyone's money. But so people are buying these like a charm, a scarf, a bracelet, a mini bag, ear cuff.
All of that could have gone towards the big prize instead, like that one true iconic handbag or jacket that you really wanted, instead of buying these small items. Yeah, I totally agree. And it's interesting that he's doing that. Again, I just wanted to just kind of go back to these different looks. To me, although it's a summer collection, it looks very almost pre-fall. It's not a bad thing necessarily, because it is in the fabrics, right? Like the lightness of the fabrics.
I noticed it though with Celine too. The Michael Ryder, it was like spring summer collection. It was very fall colors. Part of it, I think, is just overall these like 70s kind of warm tones. Everyone's kind of, even Hermes was like a lot of warm tones for spring summer.
Yeah, lots of browns, beige,
beige
colors,
like burgundy for summer.
Yeah,
it was like very like, lots of sandy, deserty colors. So it wasn't just Chanel that, at least color tones wise. I've always found that to me the Chanel spring summer is definitely made for a Parisian summer, like, like a Parisian spring where it's still quite cold. Like I feel like Cruise is more like actual clothes that I would wear in summer in California.
You know what? That's so true. It's kind of funny. Cruise is always one of my favorite collections. And I live in Canada, which has 4 very distinct seasons, but I am a summer baby. I do tend to prefer looking and shopping summer clothing. And Cruise has always been one of my favorite seasons collections that Chanel ever does. But here again, going back to the looks, again, some structured jackets. We're getting into a little bit more, I don't want to say doesn't have Chanel codes, but you can see that it's getting a little bit more modern. Even just the cutting of how the boxier shoulders, and then the more kind of like that triangle look. In terms of accessories, again, very simple. I mean, the lady on the right, she has these multicolored pearls. Interesting. And then the belts are worn quite low. I have noticed that not just in Chanel, like you said, also, but in other brands, they are kind of wearing the belts almost too loose for the garment. And I don't know, maybe that's a new trend going forward. And then we start, so obviously these looks, they came at different times, and I'm grouping them sort of like more for the show. Here we're seeing kind of like a more slight shift. So we're still seeing the jackets that are very, like, they have a shape that is definitely interesting, but you still see sort of like that silhouette with the outline, with the beautiful buttons. But he's also incorporating some of the more plain details, such as like the plain skirt with ruffles. Still the black and white, which for me, when I see kind of that silhouette, I see Chanel. I still think of Chanel. Love the love the big fluffy bag in the middle. And then I don't know what the look on the right, I'm not sure what to think of. When I saw this, I almost thought of maybe a show that was a long time ago, Carl era. I think of something like that. I don't know specifically which show.
The Paris Hamburg to me.
So yeah, so he's deviating here and there, but still we're seeing a lot of the Chanel references. And then
And then
now
on
we're
the prior
really
one, the jacket on the left, or even the black jacket, if you go the slide you just were, this rounded shoulder is something that they did in haute couture, I want to say 2-3 seasons back. It was much more dramatic for haute couture. But it was this like kind of like puffy almost, but like rounded shoulders. The next slide you had, the black one, is all like same. This one's more similar to the haute couture cut.
Right. But I guess haute couture is very like I didn't really analyze haute couture as much. So when I saw these and I grouped them together, I thought it was for me that this looks more different. I don't know how to describe it again, with maybe the skirt being more of a plain. I don't want to say it's a plain fabric. It's the fabric has motif on it, but it's more of like a plain design, as in the cutting, maybe. And
Yeah, I think
aside,
the proportions are different for sure.
right. So this is where I'm starting to see more deviation, and here also, it sort of still reminds me of Chanel, but at the same time, it doesn't remind me of Chanel. At the same time, like it could also be a designer from elsewhere, which clearly has been at Bottega. So there's a lot of clean lines here, a lot of symmetry, and maybe other than the outline, it starts to look more like another designer. Also, I want to just point out the accessories here. These are some of the accessories that when I saw, I was like, interesting. I would not put that towards like Chanel-esque accessories, especially that star-looking necklace on the right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love the star.
Me neither. I think there was, I can't remember which look it was, but there was one look with the bracelet. It was also like a disc. Anyway, I can't remember which look it was, but maybe we'll see it soon. And then this is my last slide, and we'll jump into the more modern references from Kat. So here is, I could see, from me, no, it doesn't look very Chanel-esque, although I feel like at every show, towards the end especially, they always have those really pretty dresses that maybe you would wear at a red carpet or whatnot. So these kind of remind me of a little bit of that. Perhaps the two-tone, like the cream and white or the black and white, also kind of reminds me a little bit of the Chanel, but otherwise, yeah, it's getting a little bit different at this point. Okay.
Okay. So I guess we have some overlap pictures, right? Because we're just sort of interpreting what you see as Chanel-esque, and I'm looking at it as a more androgynous, Bottega, fresh, plain look. But these were the first few looks that started the runway. And I guess this is the one that everybody was like, what is this? Because
Zara. That's what I thought.
Zara, right?
I hate the Zara thing because I'm like, what is Zara? Zara is just copying. Zara doesn't have designers. Zara has people that measure garments that have been designed by other people for duplication.
No. Obviously, I know what you mean, Maddie, but when I think of Zara, I just think like, well, what is this? Like, this is so, like you said, almost like too much of a shock, deviating from the total Chanel aesthetic that I'm used to, especially because these were the first looks that came out, which is why I said earlier, my first impression when I just started the video, the first time I saw it back in October, I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? And that was literally my first thought. Very candid. Like,
my first thought was like, my jaw dropped when I saw this few came out. I was like, he's doing it. He is not putting any Chanel. Because the pressure to conform, right? Okay, we gotta because everybody's afraid that he will totally change it up. So the first few looks was exactly what probably shocked everybody. Because for me, it was like, oh my gosh, he's really going for it. He is bringing in the simplest looks wherever he was from. Bottega. Was he with Marc Jacobs? No, wait, Calvin Klein. Was it Calvin Klein? I think Calvin Klein as well for a bit. And like I said, it's fresh. It's so simple from the look, but I'm sure when you dive into the cutting, the stitching, the tailoring, obviously it's very skillful because these look so beautiful. Even for a boxy jacket, it's not like you can't just make a boxy jacket. It's got to still look good. Otherwise, it's really going to look like a box, like totally terribly cut. But these look actually quite very nice. So yeah, plain boxy jackets, all for it. So let's go to the next slide. This definitely came out quite a bit.
Yeah, I just wanted to also comment, like, I understand that he's, you know, definitely trying to put his signature. I think what I was also shocked also when I saw these first few looks is I understand you're trying to be more of a androgynous brand maybe now. I don't know if maybe that's the point, but maybe because of my more traditional way of thinking back then, like I always thought of Chanel as being the pretty, the very elegant and ladylike kind of garments. And although a lot of boys still buy Chanel, and that's totally fine because you wear what you like and you make it work for you. But now we're really seeing looks that are, it's obvious that it will fit both genders super well, especially with these more simple cuts and boxier, almost, like I said, almost like triangle look, right? Even the way, like these models are beautiful, especially, but they, I guess these cuttings are very much for both genders. And it's a lot very forgiving, but at the same time, I was stuck in this whole, oh, Chanel is like this gorgeous tweed, these gorgeous buttons, these gorgeous.
But I do feel like there's always been that interplay of masculine, feminine, borrowing from the boys element to Chanel. Like there's always kind of been that interplay, maybe like, and it hasn't looked exactly like this, but this is the same sort of like tension,
more pronounced. Yeah,
or just, I mean, like it's obviously different than anything that's ever been done, but sort of like playing with the, like, see, there's like the two sides of the atelier. You're gonna hate it, Amy, because I don't speak French. But there's like the two forms of manufacturing. There's like the tailor, and then there's the flue, which is like the dressmaking. And the two kind of come together, you know, so that you would have like a very tailored dress, or you would have like a very flowy pant, right? And so there's kind of like mixing these things that aren't normally ever mixed, right? Like I think like the palazzo pant was like revolutionary, is like, you know, it's like a pant for women. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Right. Like almost provocative in the same way, or like a dress that's like so tailored with a collar, like a, you know, like a dress made out of tweed, which is a material that's just for men. Like, are you joking? Like that? You know what I mean? So this is kind of like almost same but different,
but in the modern way.
Yeah, like the obviously the look itself, this particular vibe, like we wouldn't have necessarily seen it before, you know, but I think the interplay and the experimentation with two ideas in one is,
that's why we love having you here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just plain white t-shirt. Everybody has their panties in a twist because of this. I mean, it is like, okay, I have to, it's just a plain white shirt. But when Victoria Beckham did a plain white shirt, everybody's like, oh, the plain white shirt.
Yeah, the row. You want to talk about plain white shirt?
Yeah.
Well, all like,
So
yeah. Go ahead.
there's some history to this, right? Because I read somewhere that it's actually it is from another maison that creates this really, really amazing white shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I what else can I say? It's nice. I like it. I like the fact that it just appeared as a shirt like that. I mean, again, very excited for the
You
change.
can get more plain than
But
that.
I can
Basically.
imagine everybody in an uproar because it's just a shirt.
I think the plain white shirt is exciting because we all know that practically speaking, it's one of the easiest things to throw on and to style it. In fact, there's no styling really involved, right? Like if you just tuck one side under the pants, that's styling, or you wear it this way, I guess
Roll it out.
considered styling. But it's one of those pieces that you know you will have forever, and you can wear it forever, and it doesn't go out of style. I think my again, my beef with it, especially when I first looked at the collection, first looked at the collection is like, I already know how much Chanel is already going to cost, right? Like you just know Chanel is on a different level of pricing. And so I know that a plain white shirt is also going to cost how many thousands of dollars. And that's where I'm like, I don't have to buy a Chanel plain white shirt.
It is. It's like, I think it's 3,400 or something. 30.
Yes, 3,400 USD. It's the best.
I will say though, on styling, like you know, the styling on the runway for Chanel for me always is like not as good as it could be. I don't like, one of my favorite parts of watching the shows is looking at the audience, because I love seeing like how clients style Chanel. That's like one of my, I think it's better a lot of the times. Like I don't always think necessarily like the styling of the runways does justice to the pieces. And the point, case in point here with the white shirt, is Nicole Kidman wearing it, to me, sold it. Versus any of
I remember there was a picture of her.
Yeah, she wore it. She wore, like, she had the plain white shirt and jeans, and it looked very fresh. It looked real. It was like, I could imagine myself on many days of the week, you know, during the spring or summer, like wearing an outfit just like that. It would be like easy, but luxury. And just like the way that she had it styled and the way that she was done up, I saw myself in much more than any of these.
Yeah, especially with the big fluffy shirt is not working for me.
I mean, already, like, Michelle Obama wore that first runway look the other day, and you know, she didn't wear it with like underwear sticking out and so low. Like, it was lower rise for sure. They didn't become high rise pants overnight, but they were like a normal low rise, and it was boxy, but it wasn't like so extreme. I don't, just seeing her it worn in real life to me made it, it's like, oh, so that's like how it would translate onto like
it's true
a work meeting or something.
Yeah, because I mean these models are what, 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". They're stick thin, so they it looks so. I mean, it looks different, right? When you look, then when you wear it, you're like, wait, what happened to my long arm? What happened to long arms? But it looks real then, because then when you see people wear it, then you look, wow, okay, actually it flows better, it sits better. Because sometimes it might actually look bad on the model because they're just so thin. They don't fit into it, right? They're just tiny. But when somebody wears it and they fill it up, actually it looks so good. So these are gonna fly off. 3,400. Somebody's gonna have a bunch of it.
They're all already sold, I promise you.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Michelle Obama. I don't know if this is like the.
Yeah, I remember seeing this picture. Yes. Look at that. I'd wear that. That would be the power suit.
Okay.
I don't know if I have Nicole Kidman.
Okay, so you had a few of these, right? And I'm not that familiar with old collections of Chanel. I mean, I think I started to look at it maybe when we did the luxury live show. But I found these to be, now that I know actually they did it before, but to me it was like, whoa, barrel shaped jackets. Is it like a, ode to the barrel shape? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay.
So this is Karl Lagerfeld, fall 2017.
Wow, that's okay. 2017. That's way before me started looking at it.
If you want to show it again.
Oh yeah, here's another one. Oh, sorry. I'm like trying to angle it so you don't. On screen is. And then so there was a bunch from this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a silhouette that's been there before. Like it reminds me of the much older clothes back then. Yeah. I think it's the fact that it's almost like a, how things gets brought back and you haven't seen it in for so long that you feel like it's new.
Yeah. And then this is Nicole. Hold on. Oh.
Yeah.
Nicole
looks good in anything though. She can wear a garbage bag.
She looks good at anything, but I felt like this. I'm like, oh, I can, Saturday afternoon, getting shopping.
You could wear it over like a pullover as well. Like you wear like a tank inside.
Yeah, or like a sweater over your shoulders in case it gets cold. Like, I just see it. It's like real. It looks more real.
We need it.
Like I wouldn't do like a ball gown and then my shirt over it.
I mean, I guess it is an unfair way of me thinking that Chanel cannot just make a plain white shirt and make it into different looks as like standout looks, right? It's not fair to say that because at the end of the day, each brand, although they have their signature look, which is, with Chanel is always so intricate, but the reality is we need things that we can just wear as regular people, and shirts are just, and everybody should be able to make one. So I get it. Like, I think I just, like I said, these were just first impression, first thought, but the more I saw it and the more I kind of was really thinking about it more, then I thought of, you know what, it makes sense now. And that is why sometimes for me, it takes a few tries, especially when I'm so used to one way and they change it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been reviewing Chanel shows for a while now, and I will tell you, for Virginie, I loved her clothes, and I would often be looking at the runways and I'd say, I love this, I love that. And I'd get a lot of comments, terrible runway, horrible, like so boring. I want Karl back, blah, blah, blah. But then the time comes to try and go buy the clothes and they're all sold out, like
right.
There's like the lime green jacket, nobody with the hoodie underneath, nobody could get it. Everybody bought, it's just like, okay, well, I guess, I think part of it goes to the runway styling isn't always, I think, my favorite, or even how a lot of people who wear Chanel wear it, like today I'm wearing the full set. I will wear a full set, but I wouldn't do it exactly the same. It would be different.
Yeah. Also, before we move on to the next slide, although I kept saying how that Mathieu has really lowered the rise of everything, especially in skirts, that's not typically something that you see. Pencil skirts that have such low rise, like this is hip level. But I have to say, for me, I guess my body shape, because I have such a straight body, for me, lower or even just lower waist rise looks better on me. At least that's what I think so. Because when I wear something too high-waisted, because it's where my belly is, then the bulging after eating really does not flatter. Like, it does not do any justice to my body. So sometimes I actually prefer a lower rise. So I'm kind of happy to see that in his looks. I feel like although it may not be flattering to everybody, but it works for a lot of people. And
Mm.
it's again, it's more unconventional, right? Because usually pencil skirts are high rise. They cover your belly. Usually it starts at your belly button, right? But I kind of like it, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, so more barrel shape jackets, and I was like, this one I didn't pick it because I liked it, but I was a bit like, I'm not sure about these.
I don't know why the first time I saw these two looks, it reminds me of a lot of like the native kind of tribal feel. I don't know
Yeah,
why
it
it
feels
reminds
like
me
there's
of that.
some influence. I felt like Peruvian, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
indigenous Peruvian influence, or maybe some
It's
of
the
the
color,
items I
right?
was like,
The
is
color
it
and
an
the line.
African influence? Like I couldn't really put my finger on it.
Yeah. But there was only two. There was only two. And I thought it was interesting that he incorporated it.
Yeah,
for
but
muscular
this
reason.
from the very first look you showed, like the matching set with the tassels, like the tassels. This is the max version, but I think there was light versions of
The first look I showed here.
yeah, this one with the tassels.
Mm.
I was like, is that Peruvian? Is that like Moroccan?
It's
What?
the color,
Where
right?
are
The color,
we?
the
Where are we?
maroon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to this one. Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
Similar, but I was sort of focusing on the tops, right? Not so much of the bottoms, but just the tops. A lot of these very, again, simple. I'm not sure if they're silk or satin, but blouses. So in a same theme as the plain white shirt, this was like, oh, there's some plain stuff here. But you know, I don't know if maybe in the previous runways there were similar things. There were plain things on the inside, but it's never shown because it's layered over the jacket, it's layered over, you know, the necklaces and chains, and then Amy will be like, look, be underneath, there's a camisole. I'm like, where?
It's definitely like that, but I feel like most of those things have like, you know, there's silk tops, but they have CCs all over them. Or
Yeah.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
you know, big
so like I feel like
buttons or-
now I can see what lies on the inside underneath all of that, and it becomes, I guess it becomes an option to shop if you're looking for something really special. You want something that is, I guess, also forever in a way, because you can wear this so many ways, so long. You don't have to worry about, will I get bored of the CC, you know, at the back with a big hole there, even though it's a white shirt, you know, there's a big bow at the back. I think this gives options, but as a runway, it just looks like there's a plain silk blouse.
I see what you mean. It's not what you're accustomed to seeing. Like before with all the layering, it's all hidden inside and you can't see the beautiful blouse that has all these little details on it, right? That you would otherwise be drawn to buy. Like as a customer, when you actually see it in the store, you're like, wow, this is so pretty, I must buy it, or I wish they had my size, or things like that. Yeah. Okay, so those are
all right.
what look more like Chanel pieces, and then the more kind of modern pieces. And here I asked Maddie to choose her faves and her definitely nots. So Maddie, did you wanna? I know why you chose the first one. I think I have the same thought as you.
If it looks like that on her, imagine what it would look like on you or me or anybody. I'm like, what is this? Okay, a plain silk dress, I could get behind that. But something about it, and I don't like the word flattering. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people are always trying to apply, like, oh, you're trying to look smaller, you're trying to look thinner, you're trying to, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. It's like you got out of the shower, or like, I don't know, you fell into the ocean and you're like, there's just not, yeah.
When I saw it, I thought, oh well, I guess it would work for and you know, for maternity, for someone who
Yeah.
is in their whatever trimester and they are trying to wear a beautiful Chanel
Yeah, and like feature
something.
their belly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my thought, but as a regular look on a regular body, I don't know. I don't know if this model was pregnant. I'm not sure, but like when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way this. Yeah, there's no
Even
way
just
this
like
is
the
gonna be.
proportions of the sleeve, like a lot of the items on the runway, the way that they moved, it was like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. And there was something about this that just felt like heavy and sloppy, and it was a little jarring to me, that one.
A little too far out,
A
basically.
little too far out there.
Yeah.
And then a little too far out there, the one in the middle. I mean, okay, I understand and I love like the codes of Chanel, and wheat is one of the codes of Chanel, and Chanel worked with Goossens to like make these like wheat gold cast lamps and side tables and all of this stuff, and it represents abundance and luck, and she was very into it. This interpretation of that is like not right. That's not right. It's just like scary scarecrow.
I was
Like,
just like,
and I mean, I was like really trying to think. I'm like, you know, because like some people are like artsy and cool. Like I'm not very, you know, I'm not like the artsy cool girl, but I'm like, even in that context, it's arts and crafts. It's like you fell off the hay bale ride in the pumpkin patch.
How would you revamp it if you were to make it better or make it the way?
So there was another look that interpreted the wheat that I thought was really beautiful. I think I included it on the next
Okay, we'll look
slide.
at it. Okay.
I just think if it was more direct applique and less jumping off at you, if it was
Jumping
less
off of the garment.
hay, if it, you know, maybe if it was
less
like
stringy.
more like silky, you know, or if it like was more printed, I think like a wheat print would be really pretty. I really like the wheat, and I think wheats could be a really beautiful pattern. Or
do you think he was maybe just trying, because while the model was actually moving, the wheat part does look very pretty though. Do you think maybe he was just trying to make that happen? Because it's
yeah,
still
no,
photo,
I think
yes, you see all these things coming out and it's
it
weird.
was like a very textural experimentation with fabrication. I'm not saying there isn't like, what do you call it, savoir-faire, that and a ton of work and a lot of art that went into it. But I think if it's kind of like maybe from up close, it would be very beautiful, but from far away, it's like, what is going on over there? You
Things fly
know?
away.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just too much for me. And then the last one,
The earrings, I cannot. Sorry.
the earrings on the last one. I think part of this, I mean, maybe even part of the middle one and part of the last one is like the color, where it's like too close to their skin tone.
The skin.
And so it looks like she's wearing, it looks like, was it Jean-Paul Gaultier, JPG?
Oh!
It kind of looks like the hairy muscle shirt from far away. Right from up close, it's like you could tell a lot of detail went into the fabrication, but something about like a beige top with black strings coming out of it, it's distracting. I think in a different colorway. I think if the top was like maybe like blue and the strings were white, it would be giving more like sea creature in a cool way. But this is a little scary for me. I think just the color, like the tone on tone.
You know, this reminds me of something.
She's wearing those disc bracelets that I also disliked.
Yeah, also that.
You know, there's this. Do you use WhatsApp, right, Maddie?
Yeah.
Like the app. Okay, so yeah, okay. Because I know some people don't, like in States they use just the iPhone. Yeah. So anyway, random, but every time I look at a WhatsApp photo, you know, like the profile picture, and if a person wears like this kind of skin tone color, and they, you know, they have their head, and I'll be like, is he naked? And I'll click, oh, their shirt's slightly pink. So if you buy this, please don't use it as your profile picture for anything, because when it's this small, like, are you like bare chested until here?
It's what if they swap models? Like these two models wearing each other's
maybe it would be different, actually.
Yeah.
Because there is something about the coat in the middle that the tone makes
maybe.
Yeah, it's a little sickly, you know? So yeah, maybe if they swapped, because I could see the colors looking better on each of them.
Yeah.
And then maybe the top would look less like her skin.
Yeah. The skin part, I totally agree, because that's one issue that I have. I always I don't know. I always complain that there is a lot of kinds of camel colors that really just brings down, you know, I'm very fair, yes, but I also have a very fair olive undertone. So a lot of the camel tones, especially the ones that have a bit more orange in it, really brings down my complexion. It doesn't matter if I have makeup on. Obviously, if I have makeup on and a bright, really bright lipstick, yeah, I can pull it off. But in this case, even this model, she has very neutral makeup. It really is like one color, and it doesn't do justice for her or for this look, I suppose.
I agree.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute myself when I cough.
Oh, that's great. So these are definitely knots. I agree as well. Especially the first one. When I saw the first one, I was like, no, what is this?
The first one is gonna be really hard to wear. Like it's like it has to be so smooth, but at the same time, it's supposed to look crinkled as well. But you can see, like, it's not even iron.
Hard for her to walk. Like
yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot of going. It's like
and
a lot of
add anything. Like there were a few pieces where it's like, okay, we're telling a story. We're like, you know, I just felt like if you cut it, no one would miss it.
I feel like the first look would only if he's trying to be inclusive. The only thought I had was, oh, maybe it's for someone who is pregnant. That's literally what I was thinking. I don't know if that was his intention though, but that was my thought.
So you said favorites, and I have like two versions of favorites. One is like my favorites to look at that, you know, I was like, wow, that is fun and special and really exciting. And then I had favorites that I would want to wear, me personally. If I had all the money in the world, it might be one group of favorites, but it's also just like the art, right? So this first one is what I think was a good interpretation of the wheat motif. So it's hard to see, but it was like a black dress with little wheat tied all over, but it was like gold, like not golden, but like actually metallic gold. And it was just a really cool, like, evening dress. Like it was simple, but it was like special and unique. And I liked that they were using the wheat, and just the way that it moved and like caught the light, I thought was like, it was really pretty, I thought.
Yeah, maybe because this one was also tone on tone and there was so much of it that it became distracting. Yeah, whereas this one, you could see it. You could see the intention there, and yet it's still such a elegant dress.
Yeah, it was so elegant, and it just like caught the light in like a very, you know. sweet way. Yeah, so then the second one, also the way that it moved. When she walked, the skirt flew back and forth. It was like part of it was the way this model walked was like very much like throwing her hips, you know. But just like the movement of this, I was like, that is a showstopper. And it's just yeah, gorgeous. I think in real life,
there's a dancing, some Latin dance. It just reminded me of, is it samba or something? But they have this dress that when they twirl, and it just the dress just goes at the bottom, just all over. It just looks so beautiful. It's one of the ballroom dancing, but I don't know.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, like flamingo. I don't know.
Oh, maybe, maybe.
I like that for this dress, you didn't have to actually dance. I feel like anybody walking in this dress will make that kind of movement enough to really showcase the thoughtfulness of the I guess the way they cut it and the way they position all the frilly things. Yeah, it's really gorgeous. I definitely see this on a red carpet type of look.
Yes. And then the third look, I mean, this one was like one of those, like the joys of watching a Chanel runway where you're like, wait, what was that? What, and like you're like zooming in and there's just like so much detail, and then you're like, is it tweed? And then you're like, wait, no, it's like knotted. Like, wait, what's underneath that? Like there's just so much visually to explore. And but it is, so it's like a trick of the eye, but it's like a reinterpretation, and it's just like beautiful. And I could see like you could wear like the jacket, you could wear like over a tank top with like black jeans or something, and it would be still very cool, very special. Yeah.
They actually had two colorways of this look.
Right.
The other colorway I did not like as much. I don't know why. Maybe it is also a matter of the tone on tone, like this with the skin tone of the person. But this one was definitely nicer. I was also, like you said, zooming in. I was zooming in into her skirt. It looked, that's why I also agree with you. Favorites to see, but hard to pull it off because it's literally see-through otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know if it would come with a lining. Like sometimes they add lining on some of these things, or
the lining will take away from the design though.
I know that too. So I love looking at it, and I like thought it was so cool and special and creative.
Yeah.
And then my last look, I think part of it was the model in this look, and the way at the end where she was like, like having fun. I just like that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's, I don't know. It was like so cute and joyful. And the way that they had like a big hug, and you just like, I felt something when I saw that. I also, the movement of this skirt was like so cool. The colors, the layers. I really like that it's like simple top, crazy. It kind of reminds me of like Carolina Herrera, or she do like the white button skirt. I think a lot of it had to do with the model and the hug at the end, where I just see it and I like smile. I'm just like, this is,
I think I also
like model. She became really what's her name? Like, she's actually there's one picture of her in another runway. She's so stunning.
She is.
Yeah.
What I also like about this last look, or the ones that are similar to this last look, although we're talking about just a very plain silk blouse, in reality, that's the best way to dress up your most complicated pieces, because you don't want head to toe very like a lot happening unless that's what you're going for. But on a day-to-day basis, if you want to wear that very special piece that you have and it's just a little bit more intricate, then that simple silk, just very plain blouse will just make it work automatically.
No, it was like very real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my summer wardrobe.
Ooh, see the white shirts.
Did you manage to get some of these? Did you manage to get them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna get
okay.
some of them. Some of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see. TBD. But yeah, I was like, burgundy for summer? What am I thinking? But it's, as I was kind of looking at like through Celine and what I liked from Hermes, I was like, no, this is like totally gonna work, and stuff that I wear every day anyway. So the first look's probably the most experimental. TBD on the jacket. Just I would want to see it in real life. The way that it fits her, and the sleeves are a little long for my tastes. And I am bigger on top, so I wouldn't want it like too big, but I think like a little rounded shoulder. Runway versus real life, I just have to kind of figure it out. But I feel like the frilly skirt would be really cute and really fun, and you could wear it with any of your jackets that you already have, right? Like it's and you wouldn't have to, it would be lower, but you don't have to wear it as low as they do on the runway.
Yeah. I also noticed that because you mentioned runway versus real life, right? I also noticed that sometimes they would show it on the runway and it would have, say, because I have one jacket like that. It's like the pink cardigan jacket that I have. I think it's from 22P. On the runway, I could clearly see that it had like 4 buttons. It was, oh no, 3 buttons, and then the bottom was not buttoned up. And then the shape was even, I can't remember if it was slightly longer or shorter. And then my actual jacket, when they came out in production, it was actually 4 buttons, and they changed something. So I feel like they will maybe make adjustments to fit the real world scenario.
Yeah, it'll still be like a drop shoulder the way that version-y does, but it might not be so
maybe the
oversized.
sleeves wouldn't be so long, I would imagine.
Yes. The second one, I mean, I love a sweater set from Chanel. Like this is like my bread and butter. I have a few already. I just like, you can wear it together, which is like a really easy dressy outfit, but just like separately, it's, the skirt with like a t-shirt, the skirt with like a bodysuit, the sweater with like a plain black skirt, or the sweater with like jeans, or it's just, there's lots of different ways to do it, and it's one of the things I like to buy. This is going to be expensive though, because the flowers are all hand done.
Wow. But this is really like special, because when I look at this is like, when I see this look like together, it's very high fashion. These are like in Malaysia, we call them the datin, the like the dukes and the duchess of the Malaysia. They will wear something like that because it's so, it's covering, but yet not too revealing, and it just fits really nicely. As you walk, it'll flow, and the details of the flowers. So when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I'll see some datins wearing this. This is really beautiful.
Yeah, like just sets. I mean, I'm wearing a sweater set today. I have a few of them. It's just like easy. And kind of seasonless. Like you can take them from like spring, early summer, fall, winter really easily. So then the third look, I think it's a good color for me. A cardigan like this is really easy for work. I would wear a shirt under it. I wouldn't get the matching puka shell necklace.
No,
That is like, okay, I could do without that. But I imagine
more
like
nicer.
The tweed skirt sitting a little bit higher with the red belt, with like a black t-shirt, and then the sweater maybe not tucked in to the skirt. It would be really easy separates to wear a bunch of different ways. good for work, easy to dress up, easy to layer, incorporate into like my everyday. I don't need the underwear.
Agreed.
And then I was sold on the button down, and it was Nicole Kidman that sold it to me. I just, yeah, it's iconic, you know. And even this, you could imagine like the button down, I could like tuck it into the tweed skirt on the left, right? Cuff the sleeves. You could put the jacket over your shoulders, you know, because it's like a cream and black jacket, white shirt. Like there's a little bit of mix and match element here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Maddie. So I put together also some of the handbags from the show, and let's talk about them. So this was one that I really was drawn to. So it's essentially the flap bag, but it's not without the chains or the intertwined. Just very simple CC lock, no quilting. Not sure if it has any compartments inside. I doubt it from just the look of it. Very slouch. Yeah, very slouchy. And I kind of dig it. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, I had a maxi like from Cruise. What was it? 23 or 24. The giant. So it was like this, but with the chain. And I tell you, I ended up selling it because for me, when I put my laptop and everything in it, the chain, it was like I was worried about the chain holding up. And so I think for a bag of this size, the leather strap is like everything.
I said in a few members episode earlier that like because I have all these chain like all my bags from Chanel have chains, either a chain with a leather piece, but it essentially always has a chain. And sometimes I just felt so tired of the chain digging in, even though I usually just wear small like mini bags, but I really feel it. And on days that my shoulder's really tired, I just wish it was all just leather, just like a plain leather strap. And so that's why when I saw this, I was like, I think this is gonna sell really, really well.
Yeah. So this is a bag that made some people mad.
Oh yeah?
Because they said no chain. He killed the chain.
Oh.
But you already have so many bags with chains.
I know, and they're gonna last you your whole freaking life. But apparently this is the final straw.
No, I actually really like
mind that middle necklace. I wouldn't, not to wear, but just to look at. There's like, that's kind of cool. The one on the left is like, that's
that one passed, but I'm really excited about this bag. Obviously, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg, but I'm actually quite excited about just the no quilting, simple, slouchy, just the strap.
I think the quilts, like, I mean, it's iconic, but I, like you, Amy, with the chain, kind of get tired of it. Like every bag has quilts, and it's not a bad, I mean, it's so iconic, right? It's not a bad thing to always have quilts, but it's refreshing to have just nothing. And it's, sometimes you don't want to use the bag with quilts because it's so Chanel already, right? It's like, oh, quilt. So yeah, this is, I think this will fly off the shelves as well. People may it's hate on it, no chain, no quilt, but I really think it will fly off the shelves.
Especially for me, it's the bigger size because I've tried. So Maddie, you mentioned that the one that you have from that collection. I think when I was in Hong Kong, it was just last year. So it was, I would imagine it was from the 25C. It's either that or the one before, right? It would be 24 ABK. It would be 24. It would either be 24K or 25C because I tried that really big travel one. You can put it through your
they brought it back a few years ago, and then they've had it a few seasons. So yeah.
Okay, but I my thought immediately was I loved the bag. It was so crazy oversized, but like I would imagine using that for like the days that I really needed that big of a bag. But I hated the fact that even with nothing inside, I felt like the chain was already so much. And
Yeah, I
this
couldn't.
would be a good option for me if I was really serious about it. So we'll see. Okay, the second slide, I put together these three. I think they're the same bag, just different sizes. Can't remember what they called it, but I also liked it. I think I especially like the middle one. I love the shoulder east west. I usually am not into east west, but like I mentioned just now, right? I have really just been really wanting something easy, just easy on the shoulder that fits a lot, but not so oversized that it will be a burden to take with me. But I also see the bigger sizes as being really great work bags. We always get this question also often on the show. Oh, what's a good work bag? You know, and Chanel never really had a good option because it was either the Deauville
Too
or
casual.
well, I mean, the
Yeah.
22 is, I still love it, but like you can't really fit a laptop in that because it's the shape will be all wonky and it's the chain will dig in, and so I feel like these would be great options. I really liked it. What about you, ladies?
Yeah, the one in the middle is fresh.
Yeah, it's cute. It's easy to get in and out because the main compartment is still open. I even like the tassels coming out.
I think
The
they
middle
all
has
have
zipper?
zippers. Like, there's a zipper on the left and on the right one, right?
Right. But I feel like I
don't
don't know. I
know.
feel like the middle one is open in the middle.
Yeah, maybe. Well, what's hanging down? The like little tassels hanging
Yeah,
down.
the
Is that?
tassels. I feel like those. I mean, if there is maybe a middle compartment with zipper, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I'd
But if
have to
it's like
really.
open, like the twin set.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll take a
possible.
closer look after when we're outside of the slides. But now, what do you think, Kat?
I think it's a good direction that he's taking with regards to their bags, because now it's just leather, right? And it's not about people complaining about, oh, maybe the quality is not so good, quilts. I don't know. I feel like he may have to address the whole accessories on the bags, right? So this making it just leather, showcasing leather, I think it's a good move. I mean, better now without the quilts. Now people can touch it. It's more textural, not just quilts and puffs and then stitches, and then you complain about the stitches and all of that. So I'm not sure about the bag yet because I think I need to see it in real life. But as just the whole, it's plain. It looks really supple. So I'm curious to see
I
it.
think the middle one just has a clasp, no zipper. I zoomed in. And like right here, it looks like there's a little D-ring tab.
Oh.
Should I zoom you out?
Sure.
Should it come out? Okay.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's take a look. You see how there's like a D-ring tab right there?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can see the inside.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was zooming into. I was like, I don't see any zippers, but
Yeah,
as far as I remembered, anyway.
But the other two have zippers, which is why.
Yeah. For the bigger size, I believe they should have zippers. I think this is my thought. Like the fact that I don't know if you have the same sentiment, Maddie, because I was still all over all the Chanel new releases up until the 22. I own 3 22s. This is kind of crazy, right? But then I started getting, I don't know if the right word is, like, I don't want to say bored, but like I after that I started feeling like there's nothing that wowed me so much that I needed to keep buying their new releases. I have like all the new flat bags or the seasonal flat bags, they all look the same after a while. So I don't feel like I needed those. Plus, nothing beats my Chanel Caviar Minis. Sorry, like that's how I felt. And then in terms of my 22, the reason why I like it, even though I know the 22 is probably not the favorite bag of everyone, but for me, it's just like an easy throw everything in and then I'm out the door. And I don't really have to look after it. It's such a easy, in a way, hard wearing bag for me. But anything after that, like I just didn't like the 25. I don't know. I tried it a few times. It's cute. Like I'm really tempted because I love Chanel, but I'm not
Have you seen
tempted
the
enough.
mini?
I haven't seen the mini yet. I mean, in photos I have, but not in person.
The mini is pretty good.
Oh,
The mini is better than the small.
Okay, better than the small.
The mini is cute. I'm not into the bag, but I saw Sabine.
I saw Sabina's too. She's selling her small.
And she was wearing the small and then the mini. I was like,
the mini is good.
Okay. You're cute.
I have a small. I really like it. I've been using it. It's like really usable.
Yeah.
And also the color I got is really
usable. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the like just classic Chanel beige, and it's the only beige bag I have, and it's such a good color.
Yeah.
And then the bag itself fits so much that I grab it a ton, honestly.
Yeah.
But the mini is so cute. Cute.
It's so cute.
Fine.
But I agree, like, I mean, I've kind of been my bag situation, I've kind of been on like a little bit of a purge and I've capped myself. I'm trying to have fewer bags. So yeah, so I kind of feel that, although
I'll go back to the sides. I just feel like I'm happy to see a different direction for the bags. Like I feel like Chanel bags I've always been drawn to them because of how iconic the chains and the CC logo and the quotes are. But at one point, I'm just like, I need something that I can just run out the door with and not have to worry about being too extra, or I just want something simple and comfortable. Like basically the chains are not always the most comfortable, even though
and even then the chains are also kind of flashy in like a way, you know.
Yeah. Similarly, these are, I mean, the middle one, I think they've made a version like that before, but and even the left one, but otherwise it's still, as a whole, I felt like he's simplifying everything and making it more usable. So I'm liking what I see, basically.
The middle one's very vintage.
Right. The clutch reminds me a lot of just like Bottega vibe, very simple.
You know what would make that clutch good though, is if the inside were burgundy. That would be, I would like that. And then there's like a tiny little CC kiss lock at the top.
Yeah.
That would be, I like it when the lining's burgundy.
True.
If he brings back like leather lining.
Yeah.
Wow. Because it's been a few years, right, since they removed all the leather interiors. I think 5-6 years that they made it to be just linen or cotton or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they put that burgundy leather inside, like the classics.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is still more Chanel, like there's still the quilting, although it's flat, and then there's still the chain, but it's slouchy. So I think we're getting back into more of the traditional Chanel looking handbags. I don't hate it though, because you know, sometimes the very rigid bags also is hard to carry. That's one of the reasons why I let go of my jumbo. I thought it was like it just made me get annoyed sometimes.
Yeah, this is kind of like the one on the right. It's like a 22.
Yeah.
A little different, like cute.
Yeah, I just want to see these in production.
Gotcha.
Just really want to see. Okay, here we're jumping into the crazy looking battered flaps.
Wow.
So these, you know that they're like wire in them. So like there's two kinds. One kind is the Minaudier cast like hard metal, and the other one it's like a leather bag, and it has wire in the flaps so you can position it however yourself. So like the one on
So it must be like these ones.
So the gold one is Minaudier for sure. I don't know about these two if they're just metallic leather but like on the previous slide there was a brown, like the brown one on the right. That one, when you get it, it will look just like a reissue.
Okay.
And then
you can play with the wire to make it
and
mangled.
then you can mess it up yourself.
Okay. So what do you would you still buy it?
I might buy one.
Okay.
I think it's cool. It's like a little bit, it's like a collector's piece. I don't think they're going to do this every runway. I think it was just for this one.
Yeah.
So
I think not even, I think for Ariel, it's only this one runway.
I don't think it's like the new thing that they're doing from now on. I think it's just one and done.
Statement. Yeah.
So
it's a statement bag.
I'm just wondering, so obviously you are probably, you are the Chanel queen in our community. I understand you would buy it as a collector. Other than collectors, do you think anybody else would buy it?
I mean, would anybody else buy a classic flap? Like, are people really buying and wearing?
You mean nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they're
That's a good question. I don't know anymore because with the prices, I think most people would not.
exactly. Like, and okay, maybe like the caviar black medium. Okay, maybe there's some people, this is my dream bag. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna love it. Like maybe, but like any of the sequin medium flaps, like those are all collectors. Those aren't just like people who want a bag.
Right.
Like any of the double flaps that are like silk printed, or they're all for just the collectors. No? Is anyone casually just...
No, you're absolutely right. But I guess obviously when this came out, everyone was just reposting these photos.
Yeah. I mean, the Minaudier is, I mean, who's buying Minaudier? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That one's actually cute. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
maybe
but if you have 10, what's the crumpled bag one? You can't not have the crumpled bag.
That's a good point. I think I don't know why, but maybe for me, I would make the exception for that tiny little one, the Minaudier. But the other ones, the regular size ones, I personally don't see the point. Unless you are a collector, which I don't know if I love Chanel, but I'm not at that level of like buying it. Of buying this.
I mean, it certainly would be like a fashion statement to wear, right? Kind of like,
yeah.
So I think for one, it would be cool to wear with like your white button down and jeans and like beat up wired reissue. And then I think after that, you have your you have your perfect Chanel jumbo on the shelf next to your smashed up reissue, and you're like,
Right.
this is the life of the Chanel collector.
Actually, do you know how, because if you were to actually use the bag still, you would have to close, I suppose, the inside flap so that things don't come out? Do they all
Yeah,
have
I
to?
mean, people wear their Kellys open all the time.
I do myself too, but things never come out.
Yeah,
But
I
you don't think this will come out? I feel like it will come out, the things inside, and people can see it easily. Because the Kelly, it still shields most of the top. You can't really see the inside that much.
if you're just carrying a lip gloss.
Okay.
It's a statement. It's a statement. I'm just carrying the bag, and I've twisted it such a way that you can see my one and only lip gloss.
You would be wearing it for a fashion statement. It wouldn't be the one that,
yeah.
like the other bag, the first bag is the one you take to work. Like, you're not putting your iPad in here. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You're not, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we have reached the end of the slides.
So have you, Maddie, bought anything yet so far, or you're ordered it or something?
Yeah, I've made my requests.
Mm.
Okay, we have a question for you, Maddie, from Leanie Bat. Question for Maddie, loosely related to Chanel. What do you think of the Stony Clover Lane's new patent leather silver bag, like Amy Chanel 22? Photos of them look odd, but I've never owned patent. Oh, mine's not patent though. Okay.
It's like a silver foil bag. If you want a fun, shiny bag, I think it's cute. Stony Clover Lane is like kind of like a Kate Spade bag, you know, like same. So I think it's cute. I think it's like that like coated leather, so it would crack, and that kind of coated leather silver doesn't necessarily age the best if you're rough on it. But if you're not rough on your stuff, then it would just be like a fun bag. I didn't buy one though. I'm like not. I said I'm not buying bags, but that's not really true. I'm trying to not buy bags.
Speaking of, I know we're all saying that sometimes. Like at one point, every person on YouTube will say like, "Oh, I'm trying not to," but I think if I if I made a tab, like an Excel sheet of all the things that I've added to cart and never pushed the buy button so far, oh my God, like it's just, even just within the last month or so, it's a lot of things. It's so hard not to buy it. It's so easy to buy, actually. It's so easy to just say, oh, I'll just buy it and then think about it later. It's so much harder to other way, and it's been so hard. But so far, so good. So doing okay so far, at least for this one.
Yeah. I was trying to stay under 20 bags for this year.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of exceptions that I made for myself, and I don't think I'm gonna make it. But
it's not a
what
hard
are you
rule,
at now?
Right?
Life is short. Well, right now I'm at, well, let me pull up my
it's not a hard rule. I mean, unless you make it into
broken. Okay, right now I'm at 19. So I could add one more. So maybe I'll make it. Maybe it will be fine. I don't know. And I it's like a no pressure situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to do a second quota this year. If I do, then I'll be over by 1.
I always liked the number 20 for myself. It's always a little either above or a little under. Sometimes it just kind of moves up and down. I think that is a great number, but even then, I don't know, maybe if it's I find myself still, right? I say that all the time too. I find myself still using the same bags.
Yeah, no, totally.
There's maybe, say, out of the 20, right? I don't actually know how many I have right now. I think it's either 19 or 20. I think I use 3, the same ones all the time. But then it doesn't make sense to sell any of them because you'll miss it the moment you want to reach for that bag, right?
20 is a good number. I'm about 20 as well right now. Almost. Got like, I think I'm 9. No, wait. No, maybe I'm 21. Forgot about my
I'm
sleeve.
not really at 20, right? So I'm like, my thing is like, so 20, but I have 4 SLGs that are like, like, you know, like a wallet on chain, whatever. And then I have 3 bags that I told myself I'm not counting. They're like grandfathered in. So like my jumbo, my mini, or what are the 3? Hold on. My Neverfull, my jumbo, and my wallet on chain, which is the first Chanel bag I ever got. I do not count in the total. They're just like here.
They exist.
So it's like complex calculus, complex accounting problem.
Scroll there. There's exceptions to the rules, you know. There's a lot of footnotes.
Footnotes, yeah, totally. Like technically, the SLG doesn't count as a bag, so
technically no.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, I mean, like the Neverfull, I often think about like, should I sell? I haven't used it since 2020. Like February 2020 was when I last used it. And I don't see myself using it again soon. But I just can't. I don't see the point in selling that one.
I'm surprised you didn't grandfather that one in.
That is grandfathered. It is grandfathered.
Oh, okay.
Then
there's no need to sell it.
Yeah, no, I don't need to sell it. But I'm just like, but I never use it.
Right.
I think one day I will use my jumbo again, though.
I think I'm less attached to LV, which is why I did let go of my Neverfull. It was just last year. I feel like with Chanel, I would have a much harder time to make that cut, to make that decision. I think with LV, it could either be just keep it, it's grandfathered in, or just also don't keep it. I think for me, actually, I don't know if I've not used it for as long as you did. I still didn't use it for a lot though, because it's one of my least used bags. I feel like for me is if I did need a tote this size, unless I was going specifically for the LV look, which I'm kind of less and less doing that nowadays. I have one LV bag, but it's monogram, the plain black leather monogram. What is it called again? Oh yeah, that. So you can't really see it anyway. So my point is, because I don't really go for like the monogram LV look anymore, I decided to let it go. It was sort of like had to make a more radical decision. And it was not about recuperating the $1,000. It was less about that, more about the feel of decluttering
Yeah.
and the feel of having less. That made me happy about it, to let it go.
Totally a clutter problem. Like, so last year, I think I went from like 30 or 35 bags down to, it was less than 20. It was like, I went down to like 17, 16 bags. And the more I got rid of, the more bags I felt like I had.
Yeah.
Because like when I had 30, I was just like, it felt like I didn't have anything, but it was just like it was too much. It was like, yeah. And so as I got rid of more, I felt like I had more.
Because you really think about what you're keeping, right? Because you're like really considering it. So then you're like, oh, actually, I have more than enough, or I have more than I need.
Yeah.
So
With the way, I'm just gonna switch back a little bit to the final verdict of the collection.
Oh, yeah.
With the way that obviously this is it feels very much like a new beginning, and with a designer that is very different aesthetically, at least from his previous work. How do we feel about where Chanel's going and how well they are gonna do, practically speaking?
They'll do just fine.
Gonna do really well. I think there's a lot of there. And I think, you know, Chanel is nothing if not a marketing machine. And so many people are sold on the brand, on the dream, on the everything from the makeup to the shoes to, you know, wallets. Like they have it dialed in. I don't see, and then I also don't see like where else. Like I've started dabbling in Celine, but I'm gonna tell you right now, like Celine's fun, but they're not gonna do it for me. Hermes ready to wear is getting better.
Yeah,
but it's not on the level.
It's not the same.
LV and Dior are just both so, to me, commercial. The LVMH machine is just so, I don't know. There's something still family brand almost about Chanel.
How do you feel compared to his predecessor, Virginie? Like, maybe not Carl is not a good comparison, but just compared to how the few years that Virginie has done in Chanel.
I think for loyalists, she was amazing. I think her commercial success was probably not what they wanted. There was less viral bags, less, although the 25 Virginie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was more insidery. And I could see Chanel management looking at Prada and Miu Miu and being like, well, why not us? I was like, I could tell you why not you, because you don't have any $3,000 bags. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Amy?
I want to see more of what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't judge it all off one collection.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, really hard. But at the same time, like I said earlier, the more I looked at the collection, and now that we have kind of categorized them and seen them more in details and analyzed, I'm actually liking the direction that it's going. Because one problem that I've always had, I mean, it's not really a problem, but like one issue that I have with buying ready to wear is I love the idea of owning, oh, the perfect tweed jacket or like this, like all these gorgeous outfits. But also my lifestyle is so simple. I hang out with, when I hang out with in my family's, in my husband's family's home, there are kids running around. When I go to my nephew's, my brother's house, like there are kids running around. There's toys everywhere. We just go to the simple restaurants like White Spot or I don't know if you guys have White Spot, but like we go to, very ordinary places. I go to the mall. Like the times that I really, really dress up and put in a lot of effort is when I have either events such as weddings or some very few times I'll have maybe an influencer event to attend, or if I just go out with my friends and have high tea. But those are very far and few between.
You're not doing weekly high tea?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, no, not really. More like a yearly, if even, thing.
Yeah, once a year I go to see the Nutcracker, so I need different outfit
Yeah,
options.
even those places, I didn't really need to dress up, but I would make the effort just because I want to wear my things and I want to put in the effort to look good. But in other words, unless I have those special events to go to, I don't have a reason to wear my most beautiful outfits, right? So I like the direction of what Blazy is taking, where he's making the simpler pieces, like the shirts, right? Like the blouses that are just plain. Even the way they, the first few looks where the jacket is, yeah, it's boxy, it's cropped, but in a way it's easy to throw those on and still go to my family's house and be like hanging out. So I like where this is going. It's more practical. It remains to be seen. Like, I know, although this is not critiquing the collection, but it's always something that's on everybody's mind. What's the price gonna look like? That's a big topic too. That also is relevant. I feel like one of the reasons why I've been, adding to cart but never pushing buy at the end is because, I mean, I mentioned it in a members live, but like one time I just did it for fun because that was part of the discussion among the members, and I did a sum of everything I spent just at Hermes, and I was blown away at like the fortune that I spent. So I almost felt so guilty and like hyperventilating that I just needed to at least take a break, at least for the moment.
Yeah.
And that's also where I'm at, right? Like, I don't mind a new direction. I think there's, for me, I've always been someone who's tried to be open-minded, and even if I loved the looks of the past collections, like especially Carl era, like the fantastic shows, the venues, but in reality, you still have to pick and choose and buy the pieces that really work for your lifestyle, and that's how it's going to still be, I feel. Yeah, and more so, maybe more so even now that everything is more modern. Like, at least it feels more modern. It feels more practical and wearable. So I don't mind it, basically. I don't hate it anymore. I'm very I'm okay with the collection, actually.
Yeah. I think Chanel's doing well. I mean, they will continue to do well, right? This is like a test, like a trial for them, because their aesthetic has been the fantasy for forever until now. I mean, always more is better, or even at the beginning, maybe things that we never thought we'll wear. Then it has always been about the accessories, the looks, the details. and but it's a very, very specific aesthetic. And the die-hard Chanel customers would have bought a ton of tweed, a ton of these kind of, jackets and quilts and everything. So the question is, probably as a Chanel business, they probably looked at their portfolio to say, are these long-term, hardcore Chanel buyers still buying? I don't think they're buying, because they have everything. I mean, you collected 20 tweed jackets and all of that.
Seriously.
So they have everything. So now when they look at the collection, yes, they'll still buy, but they're not buying in a volume where it's sustainable for a Chanel business, which is global, right? So having somebody fresh like Mathieu coming in, what he's doing is bringing new customers who never bought into the Chanel aesthetic like me. I like to look at it, but I will never step into the store to buy this tweed, this jacket, because it's just like, how? I don't wear it on an every day. I mean, like, look, Amy, you even said that you love it, but you don't buy it. Can you imagine, like me? I would already shut it off my lens. I would not even consider, because the only things I've ever considered in the Chanel collection are the jeans. Like, oh, hey, they've got a pair of shorts. I can wear that. Or a pair of jeans that, God, thank God, they've got a pair of jeans. So this new collection, I think they will do so well, because people like me will come in. I'll be like, there's a white shirt. There's a nice blouse. There's something that I can buy forever. You guys, some of you will say, okay, I'm going to experiment. The die-hard, those that, oh my God, hating on it. The question is, are you still buying as a business? You can hate on it, all the words, but are you taking out your dollars to buy the previous collections before today? Probably not enough, right?
Are you still talking about Carl?
Yeah, you're still talking about Carl. Like, you're not buying anymore anyway, so bye. Yeah, so I think they'll do so well. Now, how long this modern look will last, it's also not, I don't know how many of these boxy jackets are you going to buy, right? So maybe a couple of years, and then people will be bored. People will be like, okay, I don't need another white shirt.
But then you can bring back the classics again. People want it again.
Yeah, we refresh it. Correct.
Maybe.
So I think that's what they need to do. They need to cycle through some stuff and introduce people like me who are coming in now. You introduce these things to me now, because I'm already in it. Before, I'm like, oh, I'm never coming in. Now maybe a shirt with some tweed on it. I'm like, oh, tweed's quite nice. Tweed's quite nice. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think, the next few years, he came in at a really bad time also, right? Because everybody's just tightening the wallets. Having said that, the ones that buy these things don't tighten it, but it's definitely not as vibrant, right, in the luxury market as before. So yeah, we'll have to see how the revenue he brings in, whether it will meet the mark. KK is asking, will you buy the white shirt?
You know how on so yes, we're talking about these are strictly our opinions, right? And we are in a way speculating based on what we see, how people are reacting on social media, mainly Instagram for me, right? Like I see how people are reacting to the collection, or you go to the comment section of the video, and then you would see how people are reacting, and you see a lot of comments like, oh, Zara, none of these prices, blah blah blah. But in reality, the people that are actually buying Chanel, like not even like, I don't even consider myself to be like a diehard, always like you, Maddie, yes, but like the rest of us, we're just commenting. So in reality, the people that are actually buying Chanel, I mean, do they even like? Does it even phase them that it's a new direction? It's a new.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think I don't know. I have friends that buy a lot of Chanel, but like online and in person. And I think for sure there was a set of folks that were like, oh my gosh, I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'm going to find anything that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then I was like, well, this is what I see and this is what I like. And what do you think? And then it's kind of starts unfolding where it's like, oh yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, I see this, I see that. They talk to their client advisors who they have like deep relationships with, there's selling that happens. It's like, well, don't worry, it will come in, you'll see it in person, and then you decide. Right. And when it's in, I would say every single time, the runway does not do any justice to the clothes in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true for the collection that just launched for Cruise. Like everyone was saying, yeah, it was a pretty collection. It was great. I was excited about it. But seeing it in real life, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And did you see this piece? And did you see that piece? And this was in real life. This was way more special. And we didn't know that the scarves were all classic reissued and those all sold out because it was a partnership with Montero. Like marketing machine, one.
Yeah.
A relationship, two. Three, once you see it in real life, it really is so stunningly beautiful. Like,
that's what I'm getting at. Because
Yeah.
for me, right, if I'm ever interested in something and I try to get my hands on it, it's
Yeah.
never available. Because by the time I'm interested in buying, and I,
Even
every
me,
time I show up,
even if I want something, it might not be available. So I will say, like,
it feels like it's still never available, no matter how like overall you feel like, oh, people are really like, hating on, like they're starting to hate on either what Chanel's doing or the prices or whatever the reason is.
Yeah.
It still seems like it's never available. And on top of that, we're just talking about North America. Like I'm just looking at people, what they're saying here, but there's a whole other Asia Pacific market that is not even affected. Like I don't even feel like it's affected that much. I always, when I go to my Asian social media, mainly Red Note, I think it's called.
Yeah. I have read no.
Yeah, so, so you could see that it's the collection is not even out. It's already all hyped out, or people have already ordered all these pieces, tried on, or pre-purchase, pre-sale, and yet we're, I just don't think it's making, a big difference for the true ongoing purchasing clientele, basically.
There's certainly going to be some that say it's not for me. I'm not interested. I couldn't find anything. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a mass exodus. From what I've heard locally, people are excited, people are interested. There's always the like, oh my gosh, how much is this gonna cost?
Yeah,
But it's like kind of like girl math. It's like Chanel math,
Chanel is a different math, yeah.
Chanel's a different math, and you're like, what's too expensive for a jacket in Chanel math? Like, it's offensive to say out loud,
Yeah.
But some people understand, where I'm like, oh, this is a good price for a jacket and this is too expensive. Like these are very arbitrary things because the reality is they're all too expensive if you like really take a step back. Think about the world, like it's like you were saying about calculating your total spend at Hermes, like, yeah, just dissociate from whatever that number is because
you have to. I mean,
you have to. Don't look at it.
I did it because that's what we like. Actually, we didn't even talk about this in the members live. It was just the members talking among themselves, and I was reading what they were saying. I was like, oh my god, I never did a total, like an actual total of from beginning to right now. Like I always have
From
a
the
total
beginning
of
of your
like
journey?
one bag. Sorry?
From the beginning of your total Hermes journey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never done that. I've done it one bag at a time.
Exactly. I've always done it one bag at a time as well. It's always one bag at a time.
But the reality is like I have
Is it in Excel, Maddie? Did you put it in an Excel?
No, it's in a note. It's in my notes app. It's one bag at a time. But here's the thing: is once you do a la carte, the math gets very confusing. Because what's the pre-spend and where does it for the a la carte bag?
Oh, it depends on how your store counts it.
Yeah, I mean, it's confused.
Yeah, some maybe we'll end with that, but like some places will say that SOs or a la carte are kind of like their gift, as in like your store, your SA kind of like appreciating you, so they're offering you that. Therefore, you do not need to spend any extra. Like once you're offered it, you just basically wait for the bag. Whatever you spend in the middle, well, I guess that's up to you. Whereas other stores that are more rigid, which Canada is one of those, they still need you to do the pre-spend for it. Typically, it's also a little bit higher because it's a special a la carte. So it just depends where. I think locality is. I mean, Hermes is all over the place. Never anywhere is the same, I feel, and it's not just coming from me. It's just what everyone's sharing online, or some people are. Yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of other people's videos before too when I was doing research, or whenever I'm interested in a certain bag, I do research, and whatever their stories are or how it happened, it's never the case. It's never the case. It's never happened the same way for me. So I know it's so different everywhere for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was great. I mean, I guess the consensus, we're all pretty, I don't know. I guess we're pretty open-minded, I suppose.
Yeah.
Optimistic, yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm excited to take a look, but probably I will never see that $5,000 white dress shirt ever, because it will be wiped out from the store.
It's probably sold out already. Yeah. 5K, maybe it's 5K. More like 5K
white shirt. Be like, is there one sold out? We don't know when it'll be restocked.
All right, well, tune in for the unboxing in March.
I know, we're waiting for your unboxing. Seriously. I think those are the best parts, because it's hard to look at a whole collection. There's so much going on. I mean, I didn't like the accessories, but then I've collected my fair share of accessories. It's not like I need more anyway, and I'm into fine jewelry these days, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, it's the actual pieces that people buy that are really exciting, I feel. So thank you again, Maddie. We loved having you. We love having you. So next time we should, I don't know, when are you receiving your items? Actually, wait, summer, it comes out in March, right?
It'll come out March, but then it always, like, everything's always delayed.
Yeah. So maybe we'll talk to you. Well, it could be before that, but we'll definitely want you to come back to the show. We love having you here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. For the rest of you guys, I'll see you when I see you. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see the members for sure. So have a great evening or week ahead of you, and we'll talk next time.
Okay. Bye.